find that water, it would be quantities, and if you were to come here again for the rest, you could find that water, it would be quantities, and if you were to come here again for the rest, stranger for the captain away, you could find that water, it would be quantities, and if you were to come here again for the rest, stranger for the captain awaiting, taking the right hand for the waiting, the bathing, over the for the spirit for the welcoming for the house. This is where I need partake. This is the shell you can find that's still against you for the fire. The day with the ritual again decorated for the seat under the which you sit, and not the seat for the near for yourself, for the yourself, for the suitor for the answer, listen to the mic size. This is the feeding for the owner, the golden, the was the brother, the offering, so for the many good things and what it was in cup. Yo, man, it's the seventh about the wine. Pour it out for that suitor to come back for the taking places and benches and seats to forward thing. Water for the only hands in the water, with wine for the later with the hands in the under with the only good things before them. I had enough of eating wine and out that banquet for the understanding for the lyrics and the room. We began to sing them songs with the only speak low. With the head of course inside the hiding with the night here. And this is the way that you can find the defendant with it not finding nothing to say for the singing comes cheap to the offerings and not pay for it. This goes to coming along with the ghouls and bones and lie right in places with the sea. And they can never pray for the long lives. And that's for the range for the long person that pours among them and to serve them well. Maybe the eagles who do asking for the coming of the long heat and never to see them again. And coming how they are high, you burn your crew. Whatever the nation you can find in yourself to know. Can I have your can I have your not in any ways you answer to truly particularly do you can find yourself in the kingdom zone. Throne sits on the vine with no who with the cargo and the iron and the melanin with the alchemy and the crying your town for down. Town and don't need no woman, don't need no God, but sometimes I need affection and building no matter have integrity and ways of evil Danny do. Self for profit view. No, think a little about this also is money on the things. You can find yourself looking for the fellow children. I set a for the flowers, all for the giving of the what they have to find. This is the thing about what is the focus on. My youth, my kindness, my mercy. Without having nothing to find in my Elijah, my son, my martyr. They seem to bring the foot and try to see further. You can be the Ryan for the whole house. In and out of the desk is costing me. Be back to worse about the new and your question might have been mine is mine. Yo, but the God isn't doing it closely. More no man than you phone it with the man. You can find the thing that you find. You can even have it in here. And leaving so much to trust. Yeah, and never did nothing but peace in the blood and in life. All this is the protective for saying yourself and the thing you can find. Present to the man of anybody in your life. And in the mind of you can go next. Not to marry, hurricane for the matter, dude. They're making someone know how to lose a state. You are yourself and no mistake. First you know, painted to be big. I wasn't know how to know, but I was poison and not for the living. I'm in the side for the wedding, but this determination. And whatever in the house is in the moon, moving in the suit again and I understanding the words and wearing around in circles and you can be good about yourself as long as you be alive. All the things you do for this is to make the mother other marriage for the having done for all of this and thinking while you're on your own. This is the bear must for the foul. You must give those who for the ways that you can find inspired looking on them family impatient for the only refreshing. Get yourself for the voyage. Take me for the work and home and place and be a man. Present Indian right then disposed. This is making me keeping it real. Or the good one. This is the one for the less for the value for the return for the person that flew away like the bird in the air for the she had to give it no moment the curvature we had to man when to think for the everlasting for the change for the wondering about it. Or knew it was a stranger to the how it good it been for the trick and the boy that could be suitable. Maybe the singing for the head to the rappers in the silence and this is the toting at the tail for the death will return. Joy, whenever I have that joy. Maybe they what about that daughter. Maybe the great for the staircase and unattended for the unemotion after the cousin. Reach that for the better they sound for the distance to be what's suitable to God. You are the name that was so suitable for the mirror that you can find yourself for the people that falling for the old and never and like a back and going for the another with the speech and this another with this stuff. A disappointed way for you can find a mind and years you're the master. They will or maybe it was the master bedroom for the covering of the closets. At the back for the eyes for this is the mask that you wear with the divine. This is the persistent of the way you can have it and you having me for the reckoning of that you could be the fool that we place in the fine. Your man for the average, not for the cyber which way you could be talking. Remember to make a favorite clear into then how you can find some place. So the bringing of the what's just dead and you can have it less. The fellow enemies you are special and you know it. And it's faster with the math and math. And the moment that you can find yourself what you can know reaches to the no part of it with the unknown mothers and does and do you know for the purposes he's only the heat and the stranger. Planting places. And your father was a good man for the beginning and the night falling for the pleasure of the coming home for the art of good court and the minute of the head of the rhythm. You're putting it out of the pond and the passing the way for the spiritual life. You are then holding your torch in like a lighthouse for the silver. Pegs for the burning to alchemy. Understanding this was more than an oxymoron. This is the taking up for the understanding the fear of
that water, it would be quantities. And if you were to come here again for the resting, stranger for the captain and waiting, taking the right hand for the wing and the bathing, over it for the spirit for the welcoming for the house. This is where I need partake. This is the shell you can find that stand against you for the fire. Where the ritually and decorated for the seat under the which you sit, and not the seat for the near for yourself, for the hit so for the suitor for the insolence and the mic size. This is the feeling for the only the golden, the irregular brother, the offering. So for the many good things and what it was in cup. Yo, man, it's the servant the brother did wine. Poured it out for that suitor to come back for the taking places of benches and seats to full within. Water for the only hands in the water, with the wine for the lady with the hands in the under with the only good things before them. I had enough to eat it, and not that banquet for the.
You can find that water. It would be quantities and people to come here again for the resting, stranger for the captain and waiting, taking the right hand for the wing for the bathing, over there for the spirit for the welcoming for the house. This is where I need partake. This is the shell you can find that stand against you for the fire. Yo, with the ritually and decorated for the seat under the which you sit, and not the seat for the near for yourself, for the hit so for the suitor for the insolence and the mic size. This is the feeling for the only the golden, the irregular brother, the offering. So for the many good things and what it was in cup. Yo, man, it's the servant that brought the wine, poured it out for that suitor to come back for the taking places of benches and seats to full within. Water for the only hands in the water, with wine for the later with their hands in the under with the only good things before them. I had enough to eat it, and not that banquet for the understanding for the lyrics and in the own, the beginning to sing them songs with the almost speak low. And with the head of course inside the hiding with the mic ear. And this is the way that you can find a defending with it not finding nothing to say for the singing comes cheap to the offerings and not pay for it. This goes to come along with those who bones and lie right in places with the sea. And they can never pray for their long lives. And that's for the range for the long person that pours their money they to serve them well. Maybe it was asking for the coming of the long heat and never to see them again. And coming out of your high, you'll buy your crew. Whether with a nation you can find it yourself to know. Can I have yourself? Can I have your own? Many ways you answer to truly particularly you can find yourself in the kingdom zone. Throne systems on the vine and with no crew with the cargo and the iron and the melanin with the alchemy you can only find your town for town. Town and don't need no woman, don't need no guy, but sometimes I need affection and no matter have integrity and ways to be the Danny Hill for self for profit you. Now no, tell me a little about this also is the money you want to change. You can find yourself looking for the fellows, children. I set a sail for the flower. All for the giving of the what they have to find. This is the singing of what it's to focus on. My youth, my iriness, my mercy. What I have enough to find in my Elijah, my son, my martyr. These seem to bring the point and atrocity for the you can be the riot for the whole house. In and out for the desk is causing you. Read back the words about the nearing you. Your question might have been a minus mine. Yo, but the God is the only the closer you're more than a man. You're shaken for the wilderness and to find a shape and size for your heart to fit in. This society occupied, and this could be the harvest for the heart place. To find that laser rock, or not need the love for the except for the love. And if I understood it will continue someday for the but for the eternal, for the vast of the forbes and the age of the ages and the lay for the unknown, for the bloody, for the end of the deed, for the avoiding of the abominable, or the silent, for the dark, for the rising of the those who stretch out across the ways of the land, for the voices of terror that you can find the autumn and the seasons, and this is the clouds of the mountains and the snow hills. Pass along for this and mean be that pacifist, for understanding the ways that we can find the vastness in the forest, or the mountains, or the winds, or the abstract, for this is the shadow for the hope, for the risen, for the eternity, for the unknown prolific, self-close for the all-repelling what, a demon to forward to find the hath of wrath, for this is the amodominal forward, for this is the sucking of the vacuum, for the shuddering of the soul, but known for the abstract, this is the more the least for the wilderness of the elements, so this is the blast, all for the unknown, for the horrible, or those of these and higher to find some romantic way to be a world from forsaken for the wilderness and to find a shape and size for your heart to fit in. This society occupied, and this could be the harvest for the heart place. To find that laser rock, or not need the love for the except for the love you. Stop at the woods and that snowy day for the evening you can see a white as snow. World not taking the still our eyes. This is the place where the eyes and I. A rose for the eternity for the soul for the prolific and the understanding the abstract for the under the hitters. Appearing, rifted. Or maybe it was the desolation of space, ninefold for the dark for the measurements in time, or activity for the known for this. It could be contemplating as a shadow with enormous labor that occupy your space and time beheld those deep. These are the places where you can find them blazing over your harvest and stopping to the dreams that you have for the giving of the will. Still I rise for the road not taken if you forget me inside. My dreams are never come. Distraction and no more with expansion.
This is the mindset, just to name the cloud for the sky, for the humans, and the hummingbirds will never know the words from the beginning of the eyes. It's just a song. Descending to the base, and you can have the value of the balance. But this is the mindset when the words change. In charge of your body, your place in the face, and the telling you. Complete and new from new morning, place into the forming of the bringing of the bright light. Steam for the drinking of the what's right. The intoxication for the life of the heels and the mother to have a band. A band for the life, a band for the word, the band from the spirit, the flowers of the feeding of the water with the world and birds, and then this is the fly seeking for what the food is. And maybe the death of the food for the waking up of the morning for the virgin of the skies. This is the ear for the fear, not the only call for the birds of the queen. Or maybe the partners of somebody to understand the love of the parallel felt. So the substance and synonymous with the waking, or the helpless and the naked, the weeping, and the negative smile. You can fit some humble eye to the value till we can live now for the overselves and the meanings and the things and the I can indeed for the self for the sparking of the light. This is the blossoming and this is the kiss. This is the sound for the crown for the none to take away for the sweet and I am not knowing what to ponder on the next. To live for the love for the this is the beauty for the wiping of the tears. This is the therefore for the weeping of the what you can find to punish the evil of the foot. The rhymes the wit for the bruise. The helpless the form for the butt. The cherishes but understanding the complaining with the mouth air. This is the fade away for the death and the lay down for the cobet. Leading for the shining for the night for the veils. For this is the heart for the side for the bones and the bones and flow over the past for the this is the calling again down for the what you can will. Given that you know the enter yourself for the returning for the enter for the earth, the feet, the virgin, the terror, the red, the love, the ways to find the vaporous roots, and this is the heart for the place of the mixing of it. What's in find in mixture, and the mix when the came in the elixir like a breath of the hollow pit. And this is the arm for the beauty for the close of the destruction, and you can find the trade of draw. Man for the anguish of life for the grace of the show me your fruit or coin as an impression for the fierce of the draw creations. Inhaling in every place, and you can find the burning and desire for your flesh is starting to see with the shrinking and back into inheritance and the value of your heart. This is to find yourself. In the binding of those two little curtains, and maybe it was the screen for the projection that the people lay on you for you stood inside us, but the listening of the voices on the ground to the hope that they'll find a grave for the pounding of the this that could be hollow ending, or maybe the embarkment for something a domino for the dividing of the measure for the mindful, for the appearance and the rhythmic and perturbation for the distro, for the battles of the own conflictions and the shapes and size, maybe the forsaken for the wilderness and the serpent and element. And the vapors can find some combustion for the blast with the vapor of the cloud. For this is the resolving or the evolving or the silent for the activity that hurt.
I dreamt. I dreamt. And what could it be? I dreamt. I dreamt. And what could it mean? And it was a man and queen for the guard about an angel the mile. Whoa. I dreamt. And what could it mean? And it was a man and queen for the guard about an angel the mile. I dreamt. And what could it mean? And it was a man and queen for the guard about an angel the mile. Whoa. Wept, I weep, both night and day for the wiping of the tears and the way we become day done tonight when the heart's delight. So to take the winds and they fly away and flatten in the morning whenever rushes the rosy red. Try for the tear for the army the fears when you tend shields to bears and spears and soon the angel came again for the it was the arm that came in the vein for the time of the youth was fled and the gray hairs were on their head finding a place inside of my chin. How can I keep my head up? How can I keep my first hiding to the place where I you could find that water, it would be quantities and if we were to come here again for the resting, stranger for the captain and waiting, taking the right hand for the waiting for the bathing, over there for the spirit for the welcoming for the house. This is when you partake. This is the shell you can find that's in against you for the fire. You're good with the ritually and decorated for the seat under the which you sit, another seat for the near for yourself, for the hit for the suitor for the insolence and the might size. This is the freely for the only the golden, the irritable breath, the offerings of the many good things and what it was in cup. Yo, man, it's the seventh about the wine. Poured it out for that suitor to come back for the taking places of benches and seats to four within, and for water for the only hands in the water with wine for the later with their hands in the under with the only good things before them. I had enough to eat and not that banquet for the understanding for the lyrics and in the only beginning to sing them songs with the only speak low. And with the head of course inside the hiding with the mic ear. And this is the way that you can find a defending with it not finding nothing to say for the singing comes cheap to the offerings and not pay for it. This goes to coming along with those who bones and lie right in places with the sea. And they can never pray for their long lives. And that's for the range for the long person that pours them when they meant to serve them well. Maybe the eagles who did asking for the coming of the long heat and never to see them again. And coming how they are high, you'll buy your crew. Whether what a nation you can find in yourself to know. Can I have yourself? Can I have your own days? Many ways you answer to truly particularly you can find yourself in the kingdom show. Don't sit on the vine with no crew with the cargo and the iron and the melody with the alchemy. You can only find your town for down. And don't need no woman, don't need no guy, but sometimes I need affection and know no matter have integrity and always be the day you find self for profit you. Now, no, very little, but there's also the money on the chains. You can find yourself looking for the fellows, children. I set a sail for the flower, all for the giving of the what they have to find. This is the singing of what is the focus on. My youth, my idleness, my mercy. What I have enough to find my Elijah, my son, my martyr. They seem to bring the fun and atrocity for the you can be the riot for the whole house. And enough of the desk is causing you. Read back the words of the mouth and nearing you. Your question might have been a minus one. Your whether God is only the closer. You're more than a man in the head and the phone and with the man. You can find the ability to find. You can inhabit a hair and leaving is so much to trace behind. Inhabiting nothing behind you. Peace in your blood and your life. All this is the protective for seeing yourself and the thing either point. Principle to the man of the body yourself. And in the mind of the body you can from sir. Not to marry again for the matter doing it. They're making someone the body you know that's a state. You are yourself and no mistake. First you know, bandit to be big. I wasn't known, I don't know for you. I was a poison or not for the living, for the forgiving. I'm in sorry for the wedding, but it isn't determinate. And whatever in the house is in the mood, moving and on the suitor and not understanding the words and running around in circles, and you can prevail upon yourself as long as you be alive. And with all the things to do for this is to make the mother of the marriage for the having done for all of this and thinking while you on your own. This is the very much for the foul. You must kill those who for the ways that you can be fine. Inspired looking no fan, impatient for the only refreshing of yourself for the voyage. Take me for the wooden home in place and be a man. Present meaning what them they dispose. This is the making keeping it real or the good one. This is the one for the less for the value for the return for the person that flew away like the bird in the air for the she had to be given the one with the courage we had to remember to think for the everlasting for the change for the wondering about it. Or knew it with the stranger for the how good it been for the straightening of whether it could be suitable. Maybe the singing for the habits and the bribes and the silence and this is the toning at the tail for the deliberate return. Joy, whenever I have another joy. Or maybe they what about that daughter? Maybe the great for the staircase and unattended for the unemotional for the kitten. Reach that for the betterly sound for the distance to be what's suitable to God. You are the name that was so suitable for the mirror. Then you can find yourself for the people that calling for the food and never came on your back. You for another good street and this another with this stuff. And it's the point way for you to find a mind and here's you the master. The room or maybe it was a master bedroom for the covering of the closets. For the back for the eyes for those of the master that you wear with the divine. This is the persistent of the what you can have in heaven for the record. Remember you could be the fool and place in the fine. Your man to the average, not for the stuff which way you could be talking. Remember to make a perfect and to the house. Really know what you're dead. If ever been in you are special and you know it. And it's faster than math and the moment that you can find yourself that you can know. Reaches to the new part of it. Because I know others who does and you know the covers that you don't need to be stranger. Amazing places. And your father was a good man for the beginning and the night all of the pressure. The coming home for the God of the big. And you know you're ahead of the way. Getting you out of the time. The passing away for the spiritual life. You are then holding the torch and the lighthouse for the city. Add to the pound. Understanding things of this world. Listen to taking you for the honor of the field.
You keep on breathing, this world keeps on if it ever thought you'd be worthless, it feels like this world not if it ever thought you'd feel sad, you can find that water. Be quantities and people that come to you. You can find that water. You can find that water. You can find that water. Be quantities and people that come to you again for the rest. Stranger for the captain and waiting. Taking the right hand for the reason. Over for the spirit for the work of the house. This is where you can take. To show you can find that straight.
You can find that water. It would be quantities and people that come here again for the rest. Stranger for the captain and waiting. Taking the right hand for the weak for the baby. Over for the spirit for the work of me for the house. This is where you partake. This is the show you can find that still. Again, that they were the witch has been decorated for the seat under the witch. You sit and make a scene for the mirror for yourself. For the inside, for the suitor for the insolence and the night size. This is the freedom for the owner of the golden. The ears of brother the offering. Some for the many good things and what it wasn't cut. Yo, man, it's the seventh about the dead wine. Poured it out for that suitor to come back for the take to places and benches and seats to forward. For water for the hungry hands in the water with the wild. later, but that's into the only good thing. I don't know if you can find it. I'm not the method, but I'm standing by the little thing in the room. Beginning to see you soon. The phone is look. With the head of course inside the high room, the mic here. It's the way you can find something you would not find in the state of the city comes to the offer me to not pay for this go. Come on with the blues and guns and my eyes and places with the sea. They can never pray for the long nights. And that's for the rain for the long days and the close your mind. So, maybe the things you guys see for the coming of the long you never just see them again. You can high, yeah, high. But when I listen, you can find it yourself, you know. The master bedroom for the covering of the closets, but the bed for the eyes, for this is the mask that you wear with the divine. And this is the persistence of the way you can inhabit, and you having me for the reckoning of the you could be the fool in the place in the mind. Your man to the adderant, not for the stuff of which way you could be talking. Remember to make a favorite murder and to the sometimes. Bringing middle words to you can have less. And fellow them you are special, and you know it. And it's faster than math, and the moment that you can find yourself what you could know reaches as a new part of faith with the honoring mothers and does indeed know the prophecy is only the healing the stranger. Manting places. Little father was a good man for the beginning of the night, falling for the pleasure, the coming home for the out of putting it out of the pride and the passing it away from the spiritual life. Who are holding your torch like a light. That's what I'm holding to out of understanding God's this is the taking of the time.
Home with you tonight.